Hey everyone, this is PM Sport Talk, the father and son duo podcast. I'm your host Preston, alongside my father Mike and Dad. How are we doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. NHL, NBA finals are finally set. Can't wait to get into that. Plus, we have never-ending NFL, with a lot going on today.
What's your famous quote? The NFL never goes away.
Exactly.
All right, let's go ahead and start off with the NHL. We'll get over with one of our playoff talks, where you mentioned the Stanley Cup final is set, and both of the conference finals didn't take long to be over. Starting in the Western Conference, a very shocking series turn of events. The Vegas Golden Knights sweep, keyword President's Trophy Cup.
President's Trophy, yeah.
President's Trophy winners, Colorado Avalanche, and the Golden Knights will be competing for that so precious Stanley Cup.
Again, this will be like the third time in 10 years for them. Unprecedented for a expansion franchise. Just unbelievable. Nobody thought they would be, well, I shouldn't say nobody, but most people had Colorado, getting to the Cup final. As you said, President Trophy winners. But interesting stat, I believe it's 13 years in a row. I'm pretty sure of that the President Trophy winner has not gotten to the Stanley Cup, or won the Stanley Cup at least. So finishing first in the NHL doesn't mean a lot.
No.
So I guess sometimes it maybe takes a little bit out of the team or something. I don't know what it is. NHL is very unpredictable because you get a hot goalie. Teams that are playing good the last few weeks to a month of the season can ride that into the playoffs. So being first doesn't mean a lot. We saw it with Boston a few years ago. They lost in the first round. Colorado's out this year. I'm not sure who it was last year. It might have been Colorado last year, too. I'm not sure.
It's the President's Trophy curse is what they like to call it. And, I mean, it's very real. Like you said, last 13 years or so, the winner of that President's Trophy has not won or not brought home the Stanley Cup. So, like you said, being the first or the best team in the NHL that season doesn't mean a lot at all. And it's just evident here. A great series played by these Vegas Golden Knights. You got to give credit to them. They've been playing great hockey these entire playoffs. You got the new Mitchell Marner, his first year in Vegas. He's going to the Stanley Cup. Look away, Leafs fans.
Yeah.
You got Carter Hart holding it down in goal, and just everyone playing their part.
Yeah. Playing a really... You could kind of compare it to what Florida's done the last couple of years. That kind of hockey, very physical, dominant checking team with just enough offense and good goaltending. Although I would say Carter Hart's not as good as Bobrovsky, but he's playing it right now. If you told me that a team goaltended by Carter Hart would make it to the finals, I'd say you're crazy. Because to me, he's just never been a great goalie. He's been okay, but the fact that he's in the Cup is just amazing. And they changed their coach, the last week?
Yeah.
Second to last week
Yep.
of the finals, or of the regular season. John Tortorella, who is a very good coach. He's won Stanley Cup before, but he's one of those coaches that wears on the team because, I don't know, just his style of coaching. So he doesn't stay with the team very long, but in short spurts, he's very effective. And I guess they knew what they were doing in Vegas. They let Bruce Cassidy go, who had won a cup 2 years ago, right? It wasn't last year, it was the year before that they won the cup. And, team just wasn't going the way they wanted it to. Bring in Tortorella.
3 years ago, I believe, because
Florida
ago? Went back to back.
Right, so 3 years ago, you're right, yeah. Jeez, it's been that long. So
yeah.
I guess it wasn't quite as bad as the fire as I thought it was, since it's been almost 3 years. But even so, usually you'd think a Stanley Cup winning coach, first one for Vegas, you'd think that would have a little loyalty there, but doesn't seem to be. There's a lot of loyalty with NHL coaches.
No.
They get fired a lot.
Yeah.
If they have like two bad years or just one bad season.
And usually it doesn't matter what time of the season you're at. They'll get rid of you whenever they feel like it.
The only other time I remember anything like this was it was either last year or the year before. Denver and the NBA did the same thing.
Yes.
It was last year, I believe.
Yeah, they were literally a week or two away from the playoffs, and they got Michael Malone out of there, who literally won them a finals like the year or 2 years before that.
Yeah, so kind of the same thing. Didn't work out for them. They didn't get back to the final, but it worked out for Vegas. I believe Tortorella, since he's been the coach, they're 19-4. Unbelievable pace. So, I mean, they didn't finish a lot of points. They only had 95 points in the regular season. So, I guess I figured that the team underachieved. So, they made the coaching change, and it's worked wonders. So, they're 4 games away from the Cup. But, as we'll get into the next segment, I think they have some pretty stiff competition.
Yes, they do. Carolina is going to be the team out of the East to represent and take on Vegas in the Stanley Cup final. Montreal won game 1 of this series, but the Hurricanes haven't looked back. They won 4 straight against Montreal, where in those, games, you had the Hurricanes. They let up, 2, 0, and 1 goals. Meanwhile, the Hurricanes scored 3, 3, 4, and 6. So just absolutely never looking back. And a lot of people thought the Carolina Hurricanes, based on their start to these NHL playoffs, would be the team in this Stanley Cup, as they have only lost 1 game in these playoffs so far.
Yeah, that was the first game of this series against Montreal, and they had a long layoff, so I would say there was some rust there. We'll say, though, the next 2 games after that were both overtime, so that, they could have lost those 2 games, but they didn't. And then game 4, if you watched game 3 and game 4, even though it was only 3-2 in game 3, Carolina pretty well dominated that game. They just, Montreal's goalie kept them in it. Montreal, after the game 1, they looked like a tired team to me. The skill level that they showed in the previous series against Buffalo, you just didn't see it. They're a very talented team, but it looked to me like they had run out of gas after playing 2 Game 7s, 2 series in a row, having to win those games on the road. I just think it's a big step for them. They're the youngest team in the NHL, I believe, so you're going to be seeing a lot of them in the years to come. But just wasn't their time, and it looks like it is Carolina's. And like you said, lost 1 game. To me, they're the favorite going into this. I believe Las Vegas betting odds, believe have the Hurricanes favored too. Not by a lot, but I believe they are the betting favorite. So, but I would expect, to me, this is going to be a long series, at least 6, maybe 7. And I would lean towards Carolina, but I would not be shocked either way. But, Carolina, I believe that they have a strong edge in goaltending with Frederik Andersen. Like you said, the most goals he gave up was 2.
Yep.
And he's been that way all through the playoffs. So he's been just awesome.
Yeah,
so,
outside of that game 1, yeah.
Yeah, right. The game 1, he gave up 6, but that was the long layoff. And, I won't put too much credit into that game. But if you look at all the other games he's played, he's been pretty solid. So I give them the edge in goaltending, and should be an interesting series, though. And they have home ice. That place is raucous down there in Raleigh. So
yeah, Carolina's got a great defensive team, so it's going to be a good challenge for Vegas.
Yeah, I expect a very tight. You would think low scoring. Sometimes you get to these finals and the opposite happens of what you think it's going to, but you would think it would be more along the lines of these 3-2 type of games, 2-1, 3-2, maybe a 4-3. But I would expect very close games, and like I said, 6-7 games. I would pick Carolina, but would not be shocked if Vegas won, not at all.
Yep, I think this is a great matchup, and we've got our game 1 for that series tomorrow, Tuesday at 8:00 p.m. in Carolina. So that will be the start of the Stanley Cup Finals series, and the winner of this series is the crown, the Kings of the NHL for the 2026 season. With that, we move on, not to the NBA yet, folks. The NFL. We have had, today is June 1st, And you know what June 1st is, the start of the new league year, and we have had a lot of news come out today. Do we just rip off the Band-Aid and start with the biggest trade of the day, or do we work our way up?
Let's go with the big one.
The big one, the one that everyone has been talking about, the one that people thought would never happen. Myles Garrett, ladies and gentlemen, has been traded to the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, that's right. Myles Garrett is now in L.A. He has been traded there. In return, the Browns receive a first-round pick this year, 2 other picks, and Jared Verse.
Yeah, I'm not shocked he got traded. I'm surprised, but not shocked. I think it's a great trade for both teams. I really do. The Rams are going all in to win that Super Bowl this year. The Super Bowl is in L.A. Matthew Stafford has a 1-year contract. He just like $55 million 1-year contract. So this could be his last year. They trade for
Trent McDuffie.
Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs. Also, they got another corner there too that they traded for or signed. So they're going all in on defense. Myles Garrett is the sack leader. He's been the best sack guy the last few years. One of the best players, defensive ends of all time. You're going to have to, I hate to say that about Cleveland Brown, but I got to say it. He's good.
And he's not a Brown now, so it probably doesn't hurt too much to say.
Yeah, for a while there, him and Watt were going back and forth, but, Watt's kind of on the downside now. He's a little older than Garrett, so it's Garrett's time to shine. And great trade. I believe he's 29. I think that's how old he is, 29. So he's got a few more good years, so he's not like he should be good for a little bit. So next year or two, who knows, they keep Stafford around for another year or something. See what happens this year, but they're going all in for this year.
And yeah, like you said, all in. And honestly, anything else but a Super Bowl victory is a failure for this team.
The pressure's on. There is so much pressure on this team now. See if they can handle it. I think.
You got probably one of the most toughest quarterbacks the league has ever seen, if not the toughest. That is Matthew Stafford. And man, I think this guy is in for another great year. The reigning MVP. You just gotta expect another great year for the Rams. And as long as everything goes to plan, I don't see a team in the NFC that can beat this team.
You wouldn't think so.
You never know. Stuff happens during the season, but if you're heading into this season, no matter what happens now, this team is going to be the team to beat.
They're going to get challenged by Seattle and San Francisco, but
I'd say Seattle, not San Francisco, though.
Yeah, maybe. San Francisco always seems to find a way there, but yeah, Seattle should still be there unless they have. Sometimes you have that Super Bowl hangover, but and you got who knows with Sam Darnold. Maybe it comes back to earth. I don't know, but I wouldn't think so.
I think that's a good point. I think you could very well see those two teams face off in the NFC Championship once again. So,
I would think right now they're the top 2 teams. Got to be right.
Who else?
Yeah, the Rams are definitely on paper better than they were last year, and so I would expect big things out of them. And as far as Cleveland goes, I think it's a no-brainer for them. They're not. Look, Myles Garrett's been there for what, 8-9 years. They haven't won a thing. They've won 1 playoff game since he's been there. So trading him, they weren't winning with him anyway. So get younger versus like 5-6 years younger. He's very good. He's not Myles Garrett, but he's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And they get the draft picks. They don't have their quarterback, I believe. On the roster that they're going to win, actually sustain winning with. They don't have that guy yet. So they're not ready to win. They're just going to be probably finish last in the AFC North again. And no sense, wasting Myles Garrett. Get rid of him, get younger.
Now you got 2 first-rounders this year as well. So, right now the Browns they got Jared Verse to sort of obviously take the spot of Myles Garrett as that top edge rusher. Like you said, he's no Myles Garrett, but he is a very good edge rusher. I think he's going into his 3rd year this year.
Yeah, he's 2024 first rounder.
That's not a bad trade. I think both of these teams got what they wanted. The Rams are obviously all in. Go out and get Myles Garrett, who honestly reminds me of he is going to be this year's Aaron Donald for that Super Bowl team that Los Angeles had a couple of years ago.
Yep.
They're all in. They're going all in on defense. Like you said, McDuffie. They got Jalen Watson as well. And now, if you look at the Browns side of things, they're not going to win with Myles. He's obviously not going to make that much of a difference. This guy led the league in sacks. This guy leads the NFL all time in single season sacks. And the Browns are still the Browns. So clearly, he's not going to make that much of a difference in terms of winning football. Chip him off. Get some first-round picks. Build up your offense over the next couple of years. And you never know. The Browns might be back.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Get the picks. Get a good player back. Like I said, he's only in his third year in the league. The Browns, Myles Garrett set, like as you said, set the sack record last year, 25 sacks, and the Browns won 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, because there's a lot of people in Cleveland today, fans like, oh, why did we trade him? Why did we trade him? Well, that's why you trade him. You weren't winning with him. So it made no sense to keep him. He's not going to get better. He's going to start to decline in a year or two. So now's the time to trade him, get back a young player and draft picks. And like you said, eventually, with all these picks that the Browns have had over the last 10 years, eventually this team is going to be good. They just have to find
something's got to give.
The quarterback, I believe, is if they can find a quarterback, then I think the rest of the talent is there. That's what they need, and I just think it was a no-brainer for them. And like I said, a little surprising but not shocked.
Yep. So both of these teams really won this trade if you really think about it in that grand scheme of things. But definitely some shocking news, to say the least, to open up our day. Another NFL trade broke out today. This one a little bit more expected. A.J. Brown is headed to the New England Patriots, and he was traded, I believe, for a first-round pick, 2028 and a 2027 fifth. And this will pen the physical. If that is passed, Mike Vrabel has his old wide receiver one back in New England, and A.J. Brown is headed back to the Patriots.
Yeah, this one was not such a shock. We knew this was going to happen. We were 99% sure.
It was just a matter of when. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. And June 1st was the date that many people expected this trade to officially be put through, and that it was.
And I was just about to say, I also think this is a win for both, but now I'm not so sure. I think it's a win for Philly. I'm not positive it's a win for New England. I would think it would be if he goes in there and he doesn't cause trouble. It'll be good because I think he still has ability. But I think it's a no-brainer for Philadelphia. He wasn't getting along with Hurts. He's
constantly bickering with Sirianni. Constantly, he's in the social media. The drama you don't need.
Yeah,
you got a guy who is clearly capable of being a good receiver in this league. That's Devontae Smith, and I get he's no A.J. Brown. He's a lot skinnier than A.J. Brown, but this guy is still putting up great numbers. I believe he was a 1,000-yard receiver last year as well as that wide receiver too. And then you got Mekhi Lemon bringing in. So clearly, A.J. Brown going to New England is kind of a no-brainer for Philly.
Yeah, that had to be done. You don't need that in the locker room. He's just causing trouble. And I just don't think that the ability I don't think there was a fair trade-off there because I don't think he's the receiver he was a couple years ago. So I'm not saying he's not still decent, but just wasn't worth the headache. He wasn't, he's not a Justin Jefferson type of talent, young talent that you could put up with. If he was doing that stuff, his talent doesn't. I think the problem he was causing supersedes the talent that he has left.
Yes,
and great move by Philadelphia. They seem to always make good moves, always making good trades. Always seems to work out for them usually. So good for them. And we'll see. I mean, if he goes in, if AJ goes in there and keeps his mouth shut and just performs, he will help the Patriots because they needed a receiver. He's a big receiver. They kind of need that there. So we'll see what happens. It could be a winner for them too, but the jury's out on that. But definitely Philly had to do it.
Yep. So we'll see how that turns out. It's going to be a big help for Drake May if that ability is still there. And New England's offense should be another great year for them. Now we move on to another this time a big signing maybe 10 years ago. Odell Beckham Jr. is back in New York. And he's not the only receiver that they signed today. They also brought in receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. What does that say? Malik Neighbors is most likely not going to be ready for week 1 based on all these signings they're making. And it's a reunion in New York.
Yeah, I love I love how it's a big headline. I mean, what does Odell Beckham really have left? I mean, I don't even know how old he is.
He's 33.
33. So 33 for a receiver. I mean, that hasn't played. He didn't play at all last year, right? Did he play for anybody last year? I don't think so.
No, I don't believe so. He was last on the team, I believe, in Miami 2024. And then, yeah, because he was with Baltimore the year before that.
Well, that's right. He did not play. He had a 6-game suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drug. Yeah, I forgot about that. Unbelievable. I mean, maybe he has something left. I don't know. They're just kind of grasping at straws there. But Juju Smith-Schuster.
And Braxton Berrios they also brought in. So
yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's just training camp. Maybe none of those. Who knows who actually makes the team? I don't know. But
well, yeah, the case is going to be when Malik Neighbors is ready to go, one of those guys is not going to be playing for the Giants, I would imagine.
Maybe a couple of them. I don't know, but we'll see. Juju might still have something left. I don't know. Even he, I guess in the right situation, he could be capable, be, a third down receiver or something like that. But none of those three are going to wow you at the wide receiver depth chart. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, no, maybe like I said, maybe a couple years ago, but not now. So
definitely not.
Yeah.
So, but I love how that was a big headline. Of course, I mean, this time of year they're looking for any kind of headline, but on today of all days, not much of a headline.
And I believe, unless you saw something else, I believe that kind of concludes the NFL news for today. That was really worth mentioning.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything. On our last show, which was a couple of weeks ago, did we mention Aaron Rodgers? Was he signed yet or not? We did.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. So
we did mention that Rodgers back in Pittsburgh. So
yeah, that's right. We did. So no new news there. That's just So that was the big story. It's a big one.
There's a bunch of big news. Yes. Yeah, I believe that kind of is the news for this June 1st day. But hey, 2 huge trades and a signing that's a big headline for nostalgic purposes. I'd say it's a pretty
there's another.
Russell Wilson. I forgot about that. Russell Wilson retiring.
Yeah.
It was his time, I believe.
I believe so.
It just sucks because this guy was he was such a great quarterback for Seattle, and after that, it's sort of downward spiral, you should say. But he's going to be taking. Matt Ryan took an offer with Atlanta, so obviously he's not going to be at CBS next year. That spot will be filled by Russell Wilson on TV.
I'm not sold he's a great TV guy either, but we'll see. He can be a little corny, I would say, at times.
Yes.
So we'll see. I mean, obviously they wouldn't have signed him if they didn't.
I'll tell you this. He'll fit right in with Nate Burleson.
That's true. Maybe that'll be the pregame that we don't watch. Not that I really watch the pregame shows.
I usually like watching CBS too. Just they got guys like Cower and on there, I believe so. Yeah,
I mean, I'll put it on for a little bit if I am early to the game. Most of the time, I try to time it just right, so I'm there right at 1:00, and I don't have to listen to those guys because sometimes, like you said, Nate Burleson especially can be really annoying. You know why he's annoying? Because he's on too many things. He's all over the place. Where would we see him? Was it March Madness? Was that what it was? I was like, why is he on March Madness? He didn't need to be there, but just put him on football. That's all we need. Plus, he's on the CBS morning show every day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's just
like they're trying to push him on.
It's just
you.
a case of he's a guy that loves to hear himself talk as well.
He does too. It's overexposure. Too much of a good thing. Even if you think he's good, too much of a good thing isn't always the great. So, but apparently they love him there at CBS. So we're stuck with him, I guess. Right?
I guess so. Well, with that, we will get into our final segment of sports talk. That will be the National Basketball Association, the NBA. We'll start off with the series that was over after Game 1. The Knicks and Cavaliers. The Cavaliers go into Madison Square Garden. A little bit into the fourth quarter, they're up by 22 points. How does that game end, you might ask? The Knicks coming back and winning in overtime. And I'll tell you, this game heading into overtime was tied at 101-101. The final score, you may ask, Knicks 115, Cavaliers 104. They only scored one time in a 5-minute overtime period.
Yeah, that was pathetic. I didn't expect Cleveland to win the series, but we both said on our last show that we thought, at least I did, that we thought that Cleveland could give them a run for their money.
I thought so as well. They
did not.
This game 1 really changed that series because after they lost Game 3, I believe it was Donovan Mitchell, the reporter asked him, was like, how do you overcome a series like this? His answer, don't blow a 22-point lead in Game 1.
Yeah, it was over after that game.
I mean, that team was absolutely derailed after losing Game 1 and Game 2. And I don't know if you saw the big thing with Kenny Atkinson, but his whole thing was they analytically won Game 1 and Game 2.
I know.
Well,
why
buddy,
did you say that?
So with that being said, this series right now is analytically tied at 2-2 or 2-3. So, I mean, I don't know about all that. That was one of the worst answers I've ever heard a head coach give in my life.
That was the worst from a head coach. And then I don't know if it was after they got swept, or if it was Game 3. I can't remember. I think it was after Game 4. James Harden said he thought that they were still the better team. And I was like, what? They were talking about all over social media and sports channels. James Harden's like, I still think we were the better team. But I'm like,
the better team doesn't blow a 22-point lead and get blown out by 40 in the rest of the games.
You got swept. You didn't lose in Game 7.
You got swept. Yeah, I would see that answer. I would see maybe saying that if you battled it out in a 7-game series, like you just said, but you cannot get swept and say that. No. You can think that you're the better team heading into the series. Obviously, you're going to want to think that, but you don't ever state that you were the better team in the series if you get swept. And it's not like these games were relatively close either.
They weren't.
They were all blowouts besides Game 1. And Game 1 was a blowout that Cleveland should have won.
Yeah, it was typical James Harden. I was waiting for playoff James Harden to show up.
Here you have it.
And there it was. He showed up in this series big time. He didn't play a lick of defense. Jalen Brunson took him to school and took Kenny Atkinson to school because they never changed their defense. They just kept Harden on Brunson.
You saw when Brunson hit that big 3 in overtime and screamed in Atkinson's face.
That was the... And I always thought before this series, I always liked Kenny Atkinson. I thought he was a good coach. I mean, he still is a decent coach, but just the things that he said and how they got schooled in this, I don't know. I mean,
that doesn't get.
It's hard to come back from
that. Doesn't scream championship mentality to me. If I saw a report today that Cleveland got rid of Kenny Atkinson, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Me either. They're not going to, but they're not going to because they owe him a lot of money. But and they're not like the Knicks who have a lot of money that can just fire coaches and replace them, right? And keep paying the old coach.
And I'll say, I don't know if I can speak for you, but I was a little like, why fire Tom Thibodeau for Mike Brown? But man, what a job he has done with this crew.
Yeah, he has. So he got them to the final. So I was saying it was a bad move, and I didn't like Mike Brown, and I can't say that anymore because he took them a step further. Even if they lose to the Spurs, he took them a step. He's got them in the final, so you have to say it was the right move at this juncture. You can't fall back. You got to die on your sword. I was wrong. A lot of people were wrong. A lot of people didn't like
a lot of people. Yeah,
fired,
a lot of people thought
especially for Mike Brown.
They thought they were screwed once they made that choice to fire him. But Mike Brown does a great job getting this team back to the NBA Finals in the first time in 5 decades.
99 was
99. They made the finals. Okay, so
not
20 years.
20 years. 26 years, 27 years, right?
Well, yeah, yeah.
Almost 3 decades.
Almost 3 decades, yeah. So
they haven't won it since 73. So
that's where okay. So they haven't won it since 73, but they've been in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still a long time that this team has seen championship basketball. Well, they're going to get it, and it's going to be against a very tough San Antonio team. And we are not going to have the OKC go back-to-back. They lose in 7 games, and this was an incredible series. Started off with that thrilling Game 1. Then you got the Thunder winning 2 straight. Then the Spurs avoid go down 3-1. Then OKC takes the lead 3-2. Spurs are able to force Game 7 at home, and we had an incredible treat for Game 7.
Yeah, I finally got a good game because other than Game 1, the other games have all been kind of blowouts. So Game 7 was finally a nice close game. Towards the end, the Spurs kind of ran away with it at the last minute or two. But for the most part, it was a close game. Got to hand it to the Spurs. I wasn't sure going into this game if they could win it. I wasn't, they're young, haven't been in this spot before. OKC's the defending champs. They were, you got to say, they were missing Williams and AJ Mitchell. That would have made a difference, of course. But maybe it wouldn't have. I don't know. We won't know. But, hey, the Spurs won.
Well, here's what I'll say. You said the Spurs ran away with this in the end. Everyone who didn't watch this game somehow, the reason the San Antonio Spurs ran away from this game wasn't because of Wemby, wasn't because of Castle, it wasn't because of anybody in the starting lineup. It is Luke Cornett who played 6 minutes in this game. You may ask, Preston, how can a player who played 6 minutes change the course of a game? Well, I'll tell you. The Thunder, we were starting to cook up a little comeback in the fourth quarter. Hartenstein gets a steal. Fast break. Looks like nobody's going to get him. Gets a dunk. That's going to make it a 4-point game. Well, here comes Luke Cornett, who hasn't jumped this high probably since high school, absolutely pinning it off the glass, which I'm just going to spoil it. You're going to see that in our plays of the week. Pinning it off of the glass against Isaiah Hartenstein. And after that, the Spurs, which I like to say, never looked back.
Yeah, that was pivotal. I forget how much time was left in the game when that happened, but yeah, when that happened.
The crazy thing is he was only in this game because Wemby was playing with 5 fouls.
Yeah. They needed, so it was like, I want to say around the 7 or 6, 7 minute
I think
mark.
6 or 5 was
somewhere in that area.
Yes.
Yeah, because he was only in there for like a minute and a half or something. Then they brought Wemby right back in for the last like 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, when it happened, it was like it was a 4 or 5 point swing because didn't they go back down and hit a 3 or something?
I believe so.
So that was, so it was at least a 4-point swing right there with that block, and the commentators said it on the broadcast that how that was so pivotal, and anybody watching it knew it was the pivotal moment of the game. And like I said, of all guys, lots of times that's how it is, right? It's the guys that that just play a few minutes just in there to give a guy a break, comes up with a big play, and that's the play of the game almost. And got hats off.
I'd honestly say it is the play of the game. I mean, he was trailing too. I mean, this is not a young guy coming down to hawk down Hartenstein.
Really known for this, right? I mean, he plays defense, but it's not like he's known for these big highlight plays. So
no,
it was like LeBron James when the Cavs beat the.
It was literally like LeBron's chase down block. I mean, that changed that entire game, and then now we got the same thing here. Just incredible stuff, man. And this was a Game 7 to remember, no doubt.
Yeah, great game. And, I wanted the Spurs to win for one simple reason is I don't like OKC. I don't like their brand of basketball. Flopping all the time and looking for the fouls instead. More so looking for fouls than trying to make a shot.
Yeah.
And it just was an ugly brand of basketball, and I'm glad they're gone. Nobody wanted to see that in the finals.
I honestly think this is a good thing for the NBA. If the OKC Thunder made the finals, I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty confident that their viewership would be more down than this series.
Oh, definitely, because it's OKC for one thing. Now you've got San Antonio. You got the young star, the rising star, who's going to be the face of the league as long as he stays healthy for the next 10, 12 years, and against the Knicks, New York, which is all you need to say, New York. And so this is what the NBA wanted. This is the matchup they wanted. Nobody wanted to see. OKC won last year, fine, whatever. Nobody wanted to see them again this year. Watch the flopping and all that garbage.
Yeah, no, nobody wants to see that.
Me personally, I didn't want them in there because I didn't know who I'd root for, because I didn't really want to root for the Knicks, but I probably would have had to if OKC was in there. So now I can root for the Spurs.
Yeah.
As a Celtic fan, I don't want to root for the Knicks.
No.
So, and I like the Spurs. I like their players, their young talent.
I love how they play the game too. I mean, they're a tough team that has passion. I mean, you saw Wemby once that final horn sounded. You haven't seen a player show that much passion in a while, I think.
No, that was awesome. I mean, I heard some people saying today, they got way too emotional. They haven't won the finals yet.
Give me a break.
But hey, he's 22 years old.
This is probably the youngest team in the NBA right now.
I think so.
If not, they're right there. And Wemby and that starting five is not old at all. And, I mean, give me a break. These players are showing emotion. I guarantee you, if the Thunder won and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had that little nonchalant act going on where, no, like, I've been here before, blah, 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 I'm not surprised. I guarantee they would have a problem with that too. So pick your struggle, man. I don't like when the media is, unfortunately, that's how it is with a lot of things, but I hate that. Just everyone has a problem with everything. I personally loved to see someone show that much, that they care like that.
Yeah, it was nice to see a team that cared, instead of just, out there collecting their $1 million paycheck. They out want to win. That's great. So I'm with you.
And how about Mitch Johnson? I mean, Greg Popovich, this guy, he kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, he was was he like an assistant coach on this team?
I believe
so.
Yeah.
And he worked his way to the head coaching spot. And I think this is his first year as the full-time head coach. Second? Okay. Yeah. Well, his second year, and he has this team playing for a championship. Great stuff there.
Yeah, awesome. Great young. He's only 39 years old, so he's not much older than some of the veteran players in the league. So yeah, great to see. I have heard that Pop still has his hands on this.
Yes.
That he's very much involved with the team still behind the scenes. But it's Mitch Johnson's team, of course, and yeah, great for him.
Let me
before you say anything, what coach is in a better situation than him for the next 10 years with this team?
Oh yeah, right. This team is incredibly young, and the togetherness is amazing. I don't know if you saw or were paying attention, but they showed a replay when Cornette was checking out. Everybody on that bench was like giving him a hug and everything, and Wemby was absolutely hyped to see his backup center do that.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, they're a team. They play as a team, and
And yeah, the Thunder, I wanted to point one thing out. Go to the Thunder stat line. Nobody come to my face again and say Chet Holmgren's a star.
Oh, I know.
Nobody tell me that
overrated.
again. He shot 2 shots this entire game. I'm not sure if he thought they were going to be playing at a game 8 or what was going on there. And yeah, so it was the Shai Gilgeous show out there. He had 11 free throws. No one surprised there. And
he's the only one that showed up.
Yeah.
Him and
Kaysen Wallace had a good game as well. But other than that, I don't know. Jalen Williams had a decent game off the bench. I mean, but the starting lineup is where I'm looking, and nobody was helping Shai besides Kaysen Wallace.
I mean, with the injury to the other Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren is your second best player out there. And like I said, definitely, he reminded me of, I can't think of his name right now.
From the Sixers, right? Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons. Would not shoot. Just would not shoot the ball. So timid, so passive. That was very disappointing. And I've always thought he was overrated. He's 7 foot tall. He can make threes, but he's soft.
He is soft.
I'm just going to say, he's soft. And I know Stephen A. Smith brought this up today about trying to trade Holmgren for Giannis. I think you and I have talked about this before. If it was me, I would do that in a heartbeat after what I just saw, but I don't know if Milwaukee would want him. So I don't. And he's young.
Mm-hmm.
He's talented, but
he's soft.
I mean,
he is soft. I mean,
regular season player.
I like how you didn't sugarcoat that, because he is. I mean, we saw the same thing, and this guy doesn't shoot the ball. It's game 7, man. You got to take chances. I know Wemby's 7'4" and like a giant wall in the paint, but you got to try something.
He's 7'1" or 7'2". It's not like he's small.
Exactly. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this. I mean, Wemby's a great player, but you got to go at him sometimes, man. I mean, you could hear Reggie Miller was practically begging him to go at him. I mean, there was times on the possession where he was just like, go at him. And he one time he did, and he fell down. I mean,
I know, right?
This guy just, like I said, nobody come up to me and tell me that this guy is a star or a great player, because he's soft. He doesn't have what it takes, and that's all there is to it.
No, he's going to have to show me something, and anybody else that watches the NBA before we start believing in him again.
Yeah.
He really spit the bit.
Oh, yeah.
In this game 7, so.
Well, with that being said, that sort of concludes our sports talk. Now we head into coming from Knicks and Cavs for our first play of the week from Game 1. Brunson into the hands of Anunoby. Shamet open corner for the tie. Bouncing around and down. Landry Shamet ties the game.
What a shot. That place goes nuts. All the way back from 22.
Coming from Spurs and Thunder Game 7 for our second play of the week. Harper, pass knocked away. Hartenstein on the run with it. Going for the dunk, blocked by Cornette. Off the glass.
What a play. Unbelievable. That's like a 4 or 5 point swing.
Like we mentioned,
play of the game.
Yeah, like we mentioned, you're going to see that in our plays of the week, and here it is. I mean, you can just see right there from Wemby how much that block meant to San Antonio. Our third play of the week also comes from Spurs Thunder, this time in Game 6. Hustle for the rebound. Castle has it. Now Champagny has on the loose ball. Up to Vassell. They got to go. 2 seconds left in the half. Wemby from half court. You bet! Victor Wembanyama ends the half with a highlight reel shot.
And he likes those long ones. He was calling for the ball right there, too. You love that from the superstar.
And there he is, hyping the crowd up while he heads back to the locker room. For our final play of the week, it comes from Montreal and Buffalo. This one going around. Dahlin working it around. Loses control of the puck. In possession now of Montreal. They got numbers. Here they go. Newhook fires, scores! Montreal wins Game 7 from Alex Newhook's snipe.
That was his second Game 7 winner.
Yes, it was.
He won the last series with Game 7 winner in overtime.
I mean, wow. That just got right by Luukkonen, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't even know. How did that even happen?
He was screened. That was a tough shot. That's hard to pick that.
But nonetheless, what a shot from Newhook, huh? I mean, it looked like there was absolutely nothing going on for Montreal there, but when it's when the puck's on the stick of 15, there's always something going on. Well, Dad, that will end today's episode, but you know we can't go away without predictions. Today, we will be predicting the NBA Finals and the NHL Stanley Cup. Go ahead, start us off with the Finals.
All right, I'll go NHL first.
Okay, never mind. No, go ahead, NHL.
Oh, okay. NHL first. I got Carolina, Game 7, at home, taking down the Vegas Golden Knights in hopefully, an overtime thriller.
Yeah, you're trying again to predict a perfect little scenario there.
I won't give the score, but
Hey, if you guys don't know, in our last episode, this guy got Montreal Buffalo on the money. 3-2 overtime. Yeah. Montreal. Look at you, hot shot.
I got lucky with that one, but I had a feeling.
Well, it was a good feeling. I'm going to go ahead and say Game 7 series as well, but in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. I just really like how they've been playing and their fast-paced hockey, and I believe that they have what it takes to bring home another Stanley Cup.
Should be a great one.
Let's go ahead and for the record, I'm going to say that Game 7 won't go to overtime. But, yeah, we'll go now with the NBA Finals.
All right. I'm going to go Spurs in 7. I could see it ending earlier, but I'll give the Knicks. I'm going to give them some credit. I mean, they're on such a hot run here. They're a good team. They're gritty. But I just think too much talent and Victor Wembanyama and the defense. Knicks have not played a team with defense like this in the playoffs. I think in the end, it's the defense that gets the Knicks. Spurs 7.
Good prediction there. I'm going to go ahead and say San Antonio wins as well. I really like how they've been playing. Great defensive team. They play together. And credit to the Knicks, but they haven't seen a team like this. And I believe the Spurs are going to be back to winning championships. And championship basketball is back in the city of San Antonio. I'm going to say the Spurs win this series in 6 games. So with that being said, that will end today's episode of PM Sport Talk. Once again, I'm Preston. That's my father, Mike. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.